Here we are in Brussels, outside the European Parliament on World Kangaroo Day. And we are here because there's going to be an historic debate inside the European Parliament behind me that is discussing the trade of kangaroo meat and skins into the EU. Because Europe is the largest importer of kangaroo meat and skins, and we are here to tell the European Union, stop the trade of Australia's wildlife. Australia, get behind us. We do not need to be commercially trading our national icon. This is not something that Australia stands for. Come on.
The fact that Europe is the largest importer of kangaroo meat in the world is a reason to ask for a debate with the European Commissioner, because this is a very, very urgent question.
We're lobbying the members of the European Parliament, we're lobbying the members of the European public to stop the trade of kangaroo products into Europe.
An average of 1.6 million adult kangaroos are killed every year to fuel the trade of kangaroo products. We are talking about the largest slaughter of terrestrial wildlife on the planet. As nocturnal species, kangaroos are shot at night in remote areas without scrutiny or enforcement, leading to up to 40% of kangaroos not killed with fatal shots. Non-lethal shots that cause horrific injuries and a slow death. You can see that on these graphic images of kangaroos shot in their jaw or leg. This natural code of practice calls on shooters to crush the skull and destroy the brain of joeys that could be left in the female pouch. This is mostly done by swinging their heads against the vehicle. If they do not endure this cruel and violent death, most dependent at food joeys are left in the field to suffer exposure, starvation or predation. It is estimated that 400,000 joeys are additional collateral victims of this hunt each year.
So Australia is a vast country, and kangaroos are shot in the head at night time, often hundreds of kilometers away from the nearest town or the nearest cities. Now when they're shot, they are then beheaded and hung in unrefrigerated trucks for long periods of time. Now we need to note here that around 75% of emerging human pathogens originate in wildlife. It's very important, and COVID-19 is a great example of that. Now tests have been conducted on this meat, and high levels of Salmonella and E. coli have been found, and it's not tested for many other pathogens that are potentially dangerous to humans. Now these hugely unsanitary conditions require lactic acid in order to hide the contamination from this long, hot journey. We heard about the code of conduct, the rules that they have in Australia. It's hundreds of miles from the nearest town or city or village. It's very, very difficult to regulate this kind of thing. And I'd like you to notice on this video that the kangaroo is still alive. It's still moving, even though the code of conduct says that the kangaroos should have been fatally shot in the head. I'd also like you to notice the unsanitary conditions that these kangaroos are kept in.
We should be responsible of our decisions as the European Union. And a number of years ago, we showed this when we had a ban on the import of commercial hunting of seal products. That's what the European Union should do here. We should act on our own behalf, in our own interests.
There is something highly alarming in all of this, and I'm more than worried. I feel completely heartbroken.
Thank you for very much indeed, very impressive presentations.
And the petitioners have come with exhaustive presentation and exhaustive denunciations of the situation. It seems to be that the European Union is washing its hands of anything it's got to do as regards to the sanitary impact of importing this kangaroo meat into Europe. European welfare is concerned, we need to know exactly what type of meat is being imported. They were talking about the joeys, the baby kangaroos. We should commit ourselves to animal welfare, and yet we are importing meat from third countries that are not meeting the European standards on animal welfare. I think that we need to send a letter to the International Trade Committee to know what the import situation is there, the Health Committee as well, and this petition must be shared with the colleagues on public health and environment of the European Parliament so that we go more deeply into this situation.
I propose continue work for these petitions.
Your impressions?
Yeah, I'm super happy with the outcome today, and I think this is a very good step.
But the passion from the MEPs, we had 4 MEPs speaking out in favour of what we were talking about. We had so many different arguments from 3 different countries, and it really showed that the European Union cares about this issue, and the MEPs too. So we've got political will moving forward, and they're going to keep the petition open.
This is the first step, but I'm sure we can achieve the final goal. The European Union will ban the imports and trade on kangaroo products.
The European Parliament spoke today on behalf of the kangaroos.
They spoke, they were very passionate.
Yeah.
They really were outraged and spoke from their heart. The Commission tried to keep a tepid sort of temperature, but the parliamentarians wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
They said we're not going to let this slip by.
Yeah.
We have to act on this.
It's a really, really important first step in protecting kangaroos.
The footage was instrumental in convincing the MPs that what's happening is wrong, and that when the images are shown, it's not up to standard. Obvious to everyone that what's happening is a crime and an atrocity to kangaroos.
And thank you to the fantastic NGO support we've had over here that really presented so eloquently today. So a big win.